So, Tom, welcome back to you and welcome back to everyone else. What are the next steps that we should be thinking about taking just to kind of wrap up this chapter?
Yeah, we're in the final parts now of this particular chapter, getting ourselves ready to really dig in chapter 2. But before we finish, let's just hit kind of some of these next steps. So make sure that you've taken the opportunity to download that workbook. Remember, you can find that in a couple of lessons ago, and you can make sure that you download that PDF. Get yourself ready to work with it. So make sure it's set up, how you want it, whether that's on paper or on digital. We're also, before we finish this chapter, there's going to be a short reflection. And so one of those things that we want to do is to ensure that we finish each chapter with a reflect and extend activity, an opportunity to take stock of the things that you've learned and to consider what you can kind of achieve in terms of extending that knowledge or taking it a little bit further. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a second. But we want you to get comfortable, and ready for chapter 2, because it's the first sort of part where we start to really dig into some new input, some new content and knowledge. And it's going to be a fascinating kind of exploration and establishing the Solo taxonomy. We're going to be looking at the language, the purpose and application of the Solo taxonomy in chapter 2. So making sure that you're ready for that. We're ready, aren't we, Chris, for chapter
Absolutely.
2? Okay, so take your time, make sure that you've got everything that you need before we kind of jump into the next chapter.
And just a quick reminder that you do this at you do this at your pace. What works for you? You can smash through all of chapter 2 in one go if you want to block out a little bit of time. Or you might just take little chunks, and again, lots of reflection. If you're doing this during the holidays, maybe go and have a cup of coffee. If you're doing it during term time, maybe go and have a break. And so it is about, this course is your course. It's at your rhythm and your pace. We are not saying you have to spend 400 hours doing these things. We're saying you go at your pace. So Tom, tell us a little bit then about this reflect and extend that we're going to use to kind of capstone this first chapter.
So every chapter has a reflect and extend activity to finish. And this is your first opportunity to explore this for chapter 1. And what we have for you is a short survey called a type form, and it's embedded in the next lesson. And all it's going to do is ask you 2 or 3 quick questions just to provoke some reflection. We're curious to find out some initial feedback from you about what is exciting you about the course. So what are you really kind of curious about? Maybe there's something that you've kind of noticed or that you're drawn to, and maybe you can reflect and consider adding some of that for us in terms of feedback. We're also really keen to find out why you're learning about the Solo taxonomy now. It's a great framework to support our teaching and our learning. And why, and maybe what's the reason that many of us are coming to it is always going to be different. And we're curious to find out why the Solo taxonomy for you is something that is going to be helpful. What's this moment for you in terms of your professional practice? So there's a few questions in the survey that you're going to see in the next lesson that will just provoke some reflection and extension. So we'll see you in the next chapter. Thanks for all your hard work so far. And I hope that you're ready to learn and you're looking forward to getting stuck into the Solo taxonomy.
See you soon.